Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, episode 140 of the best bits of Atom Radio's breakfast show. Welcome to the podcast. This is Mark Denholm, loud, proud, and standing out from the crowd. You'll get the significance of that as we get towards the end of the podcast. Do hope you are well. Here we are now within touching distance of freedom, certainly in the UK anyway. We learned earlier in England that it will be the 19th of July, announced earlier on this week. Freedom Day is finally coming. This podcast comes out today on England's Euro 2020 quarter-final day. They'll take on Ukraine in Italy, Rome, 8 p.m. tonight. On the way in the podcast, another curious day, some unfortunate dating, some greetings, some stupid cars, and my word, were some of them stupid that we got on that particular day, and also catchphrases, all that and more on the way in the best bits of Atom Radio's breakfast show, episode 140.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Morning, 6:30 on a Monday. This is Mark Denholm at breakfast, June 28th today. I feel I should shout now because it's International Caps Lock Day. Because I like you, I'm not going to shout at you, but International Caps Lock Day today. Does that mean anything you send today, texts, emails, WhatsApps, Facebook, whatever, has to be done in capitals? I don't know. It's also International Body Piercing Day today. Good luck if you're getting one.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
7:14 Monday morning, Atom Radio on atomradio.co.uk. Tune in Radio Box, Streamer, Smart Speaker and iTunes Radio. You've heard of course, a couch potato, somebody who sits and does virtually nothing all day. Well, somebody who spends a lot of time at a computer is officially known as a mouse potato. I did not know that, so I've learned something today, and I guess you probably have too.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
This morning, picking up on a story that came out over the weekend, a lady matched with someone on Tinder, went on a date and said it was horrendous. The date wasn't good. She did go back to his place to give him the benefit of the doubt. When she got there, she said it smelled bad. She didn't let him get as lucky as he wanted to. He then tried suing her for that. And then when she reported about this on her podcast, he tried to sue her again, even though she hadn't mentioned his name. Today, I ask you, what is the worst dating experience you have ever had? And some of them, I will say, being that it is 24 to 8, some of them are not getting on this show. Morning, Yvonne. When I went out on a date, he offered me a lift home. He'd been a perfect gentleman all night. I thought that we really got on, and I thought, yeah, we'll see each other again. So I said, yes, thank you very much. As we went back to the car, his car was parked in quite tightly, and he said, wait there one moment, let me reverse the car out so you can get in. As he's reversing his car out, he did manage to reverse into me, and fortunately wasn't in any way whatsoever hard. But he did reverse into me, and he was so embarrassed. But we did see each other again, and funny enough, 7 years later, still together.
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Online, on mobile, on smart speaker, this is Atom Radio. It's 6:13. Pigeon fanciers are said to be left racking their brains. Over the weekend, thousands of pigeons vanished mid-race in a Bermuda Triangle-style mystery. Some have blamed solar storms or mini tornadoes. I would imagine in the area in which they've disappeared, there's probably a lot of pie being eaten.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Now that we have said good morning to Richard, we can deal with Brian's email that came in earlier. And Brian's email reads, Morning, Mark. Is there any reason that you always say morning 3 times? Well, do you know what? Funny enough, right, this goes back years and years ago. Before I got into radio, I had a boring office job, and there was a lady who used to come in every morning, and this lady absolutely loved herself. She was, she loved herself, right? Looked down on everyone else. And she'd come in and walk in with her head aloft, morning, morning. And I thought, you know what, I'm not being outdone on this. So every time she'd come in, I'd make it my business to get there before her and outdo her with an extra morning. And it became morning, morning, morning. And ever since then, it has kind of stuck for me. So morning, morning, morning is what you get out of me. And now you know why, Brian. I hope that has answered your question. There we are. And indeed, morning, morning, morning to you, Brian, just in case you were feeling left out in any way whatsoever.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
What I wanted to say, this morning we're asking you about cars. I got stuck the other day behind a cheap Vauxhall Nova that was so lowered to the ground that it could barely get over the speed bumps and literally had to crawl across them. So everybody behind this car then had to stop and slow down while this absolute cretin crawled over the speed bumps. I'm asking you this morning about the stupidest or most annoying modifications that you have seen on a car. Louise says, why do people spend so much money on car stereos that produces a deafening racket? Is it because they want to be deafened by the music, or is it because they want to make an impression and make people think they're cool? Do you know what, Louise? I love music, but I've never done anything to my stereo in the car other than just the standard stereo. I don't get it myself either. And morning, Rachel. Rachel says, I don't get these absolute stupid spoilers on the back that just look like shelves. I don't get the point to them. I have to say, so far, Suzanne, Denise, Louise and Rachel, all ladies, this is going against what men are told about women being impressed by these sort of things, is it not? So men, think carefully on that. It may be that you are not actually impressing ladies with your car modifications.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Morning, Tim. I'm asking you today the stupidest or most annoying modifications you've seen on cars. Tim doesn't really give us either, but then Tim says, is it not stupid all this money that is wasted on these cheap old bangers that are basically just shy of the scrapyard anyway? Just think, if people hadn't wasted money on lowering all these or sticking stupid spoilers on cars that can't even reach the performance figures needed to make the use of a spoiler, or sticking these big stereos in, if they'd have just spent all of the money instead, they could have had a better car rather than buying something that's like 50 quid and then spending God knows how much modifying it to make it, in their opinion, better, when what they could have done was just spent all the money and got a better car instead. Do you know what, Tim? You've hit the nail on the head.
Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Do hope, as always, that you are fine, fit and well as we start Thursday. Pinch and a punch, only metaphorically, of course. It's the first of the month today, Thursday, 1st of July, into the second half of 2021. And so far, let's be honest about 2021 here. Think back to the excitement of New Year's Eve, all right? Excitement of New Year's Eve 2019. We're all looking forward to 2020, and this would be our year, and this would happen, and that would happen. It'd all be amazing, and none of it did because of coronavirus, okay? So 31st of December 2020, we then think, well, next year only has one job, and that is to be better than this year. We're now halfway through it. 1st of July today, 2021 has been no better at all than 2020. But on the bright side, though, 18 days to go until freedom, so that's good, and therefore things must surely be getting better. And I would say the second half of 2021 must be, by any stretch of the imagination, must absolutely be better than we had in 2020.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
According to UCAS, students declaring mental health conditions have recently soared by 450%. Now, a doctor, Dr. Max Pemberton, questions, is it cool to have depression? No, is the obvious answer. Dr. Max Pemberton, however, believes now for too many young people, a mental health problem is just the latest mental must-have accessory. Shows many young people consider it preferable to have clinical depression than a dreary life. This is fueled on by this study from UCAS, the University Clearing and Admissions System, that shows 450% increase in people declaring mental health issues in the past decade. There's no doubt it's encouraged some people to come forward and seek help. It's okay to not be okay. But it's also created another craze, which the UCAS statistics reflect an increase in referrals from people who actually don't have a mental illness. Now, if you don't have one, but you just want one as a fashion accessory, you are taking away the opportunity of someone who does have a genuine mental illness of getting the help, or at the very least, denying it. Of course, some people waiting for university do really have mental health problems. However, Dr. Max believes that this is a single figure percentage, doesn't think that all of this awareness in any way whatsoever helps them, does believe possibly that all this awareness is doing more damage, trivializing and demeaning what it's like for someone with an actual mental health problem. That's all quite heavy, isn't it, for this time of the morning?
Mark Denholm.
Check your pockets. See what's in your pockets. Royal Mail have, not Royal Mail, Royal Mint. You see, Royal Mail have done nothing. Royal Mint, however, have made an error, and so did I. Royal Mint have pressed coins that are wrong. These coins could be worth a fortune. A 2p coin that was silver and not the traditional copper, that sold for £1,357. That's a big increase on 2p. A 2p coin where the Queen's head was upside down. Hang on, why don't you just flip the coin upside down, then the Queen's head's the right way? That was worth £75, so approximately £73 more than its actual worth. Between 3 and 4 million coins are manufactured by the Royal Mint every day, but only a few come through the process with imperfections. I'm just thinking here, right? 3 to 4 million coins are manufactured every day. Does that mean that we also pull 3 to 4 million coins out of circulation every single day? What happens to all this? I didn't realise we made that many coins every single day.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Morning. It's Friday. The Friday feeling is in the air, and this is Mark Denholm, loud, proud, and standing out from the crowd. I must tell you something, actually. I forgot to tell you this yesterday. Richard said to me the other day, we were talking about corny and that. He said, surely there's nothing more corny than loud, proud, etc. I don't think I've ever said that, have I? Morning, this is Mark Denholm, loud, proud, etc. I don't think you'll ever have heard that coming out of my lips, if I'm honest. Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much. Another solution brought to another problem.
atomradio.co.uk.
In order to get my own back, as Richard has a degree, should I just refer to him as Richard Brown, Bachelor, etc.? Would that do? Do you reckon that gets my own back? I don't know. And what about cars? Where do you stand on these modified cars? What do you say? Good idea, bad idea? Do you know what? Some of them are really, really good. Some look amazing and they're really good. Some people, though, just spend obviously 50 quid on an old banger and they make it look even worse. And I don't know why they make it impractical to drive, and it must be an absolute nightmare driving one of those around. And I don't know why you do it. You stick some big fat exhaust on that grounds, or your front splitter will ground, or your side skirts or whatever. Why do you do that? I just don't get it. And why do you need a sound system that beats Wembley on a massive gig? I don't get it. Maybe it's just me, but it's not my kind of thing. Anyway, that will do for episode 140 of the podcast. Thank you, as always, for checking out the podcast. Don't forget you can subscribe in your favourite podcast app, and then you'll be notified next Saturday when the next episode drops.
Atom Radio. Playing the music you want to hear.
However, if you'd like to listen live, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 till 10 on atomradio.co.uk. Tune in, online radio box, streamer, smart speaker and iTunes Radio.
Atom